All right. We're gonna get some work in today. I originally wasn't gonna jump on today. Then I was like, you know what? I got to get some writing in. I got two 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 different novels that I have like a half a page or less to write on. I'm gonna finish those chapters. Feel good about myself. Probably when we get some people on, or later on, I'll talk about my Kickstarter, which just started. Just went live today. Already got some people buying in, which is nice. And I got to put a newsletter together today. So I got a lot of stuff to do. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to get this stuff done today and feel good. 3 o'clock. I have 3 o'clock. I have therapy. Just gonna be honest with you, and that'll be it. So this probably won't be. I've been doing 2 hour uh, live streams on YouTube Live and also on Twitch. I'm not going to do a 2 hour today. I'll probably do anywhere between 30 to 60 minutes, somewhere in that range, depending on if I get some people on, depending on if I'm feeling it, depending on if I want to take a nap. To be honest with you, could be nap time. Could be nap time. Okay. It is 51 degrees and windy here in Jacksonville, Florida. I think this is like the high for the day. We're supposed to get some crazy cold weather. It's supposed to be like in the 20s one night this week. Crazy. I didn't move from New Jersey here 25 years ago for this day, but I knew this day was going to come. Exactly. All right, I'm almost done. Sometimes you just got to shake your keyboard because you got so much crap in it. Okay. I mean, I could, I guess, blow it out, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can. Sometimes words are not enough. I don't know what that means. I know I'm on chapter 14 now, though. Nobody on hanging around. Nobody. But, oof. You know what, though? If nobody jumps on and talks to me, maybe I'll get some writing in. Who knows? Who can say? I would rather have people on to hang out and talk to. So, I'm a social animal. Okay. Started another chapter on that, which is good. Got other stuff to do. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see what happens. Couple people on. Every now and then I look up and I see how many people are on. I'm like, oh, there's one there's two people, whatever. But then when you get the stuff after the fact, and you look, and I'm like, oh, there's 47 people looked. You know? I don't know who you are. But hopefully. Hopefully people will come in and start hanging out with me, talking. Make some noise. So much spam, so much garbage. So much garbage. Dun 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 dun, baby, yeah. Huh? I don't know what I'm singing. I keep saying one person, but I'm like, is that the same one person? 6 one persons? 46 persons? Oh my god, more spam. Literally, I just checked my spam filter. Jump back over here, jump back in, and there's three more for the kick. Oh, I've been following your Kickstarter. I can do this and this for you. No, you can't. Stop lying to me. See, Wellsworth, I'm at work while watching, listening, so I'm not sure how much chatting I'll be able to do. You know what, though? I appreciate you jumping in. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. Hopefully, no matter what, you keep it rolling and help me get to my my hours, closer to my 4,000 hours. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Well, I hate when I'm typing and I accidentally hit the caps lock. And I look up and I'm like, why am I shouting? Why am I screaming? Why am I screaming in this story? Come on. Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't have a caps lock issue, but my new laptop seems to have a sensitive space bar, and I end up double spacing a lot. My last keyboard did that because I keep my hands here. Even I only type with these two fingers. I'm just bang, 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 bang. But my thumb always hovers near the space bar. And my last one, if you like, even if my finger was within like an inch of it, all of a sudden it would hit a space right in the middle of a word. That was really annoying. It was also one of those ones that was a little higher. The angle was a little bit higher than like a normal one, and it would hurt my wrist after a while. And I'm like, this is I don't want this fancy crap. Give me a wireless, but give me something that's really easy to just use. I don't need bells and whistles. It's a keyboard. Come on. Okay. And I'm getting a ton of emails. Most of it garbage. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be on for crazy, crazy long. For those who have not, who will watch this later or are just kind of hanging out watching now, I want to tell you that my what is this? My Kickstarter went live, Dirty Deeds 10th Anniversary Edition. So 10 years ago, 2016, I released Dirty Deeds, the first crime thriller book in my what became a 12-book series. And I won a Kindle Scout contract with it, and it was published by Kindle Press. 10 years later, I have the rights back. I have all the other books. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a 10th anniversary. I'm going to do a special edition of it. Change the cover, do limited edition signing. However many copies are purchased in the next 30 days. That's it. So if one person does it, well, then I'm going to one copy. 1,000 people, then I'm going to do 1,000 copies. Anything in between. With the original cover that my wife actually created for it. And when we sent it to Kindle Press, they said, there's blood on it. There's bullets. We need a couple elements need to be changed on this because the algorithm for covers will knock it down. Basically, they're saying we don't want any weapons on the covers. We don't want any blood on the covers. We don't want any naked people on the covers. And we don't want any Nazi symbols. Those are the 4 things they told me outright from Amazon. Do not do these things. So we had Jack Wallen redid the cover, changed it up a little bit, and so there we go. So I'm going to do sort of have the original cover, print version only, and I'm only going to print as many as I need, plus 1 for me and 1 for my mom. My mom gets a copy of every book, and it will be signed and numbered. And then there are other things. So you can pledge, you can get that. It's $20, which I think is a good price. And for $25, you get a print copy of Dirty Deeds, the 10th anniversary print book, numbered and signed. Plus you get an ebook copy of Gut Punch, which is a crime thriller novella. C. Walls writer says no blood, weapons, nudity. Then what's the point? Exactly. They are very. It was eye-opening to be able to talk to their editor for Kindle Press and them basically telling me don't do these things, and what you can do to basically help your algorithm, and it helped. I sold a ton of books, sold a ton of copies on this, so I'm very happy with that. $25 level is the Dirty Deeds 10th anniversary print book plus Gut Punch, the ebook, which is a crime thriller novella which has not been released anywhere and won't be released until the end of the year or next year. For $35, you get the Dirty Deeds 10th anniversary plus Gut Punch. You get the print version of it, and I will also sign it. For $50, you get print Dirty Deeds, print Gut Punch, plus you get the 12-book Dirty Deeds box set ebook as well, which is currently not released, which will be released at the end of the year till into next year. Not really sure yet when that will be released. So you'll get it first. And then the $100 level is my favorite. I already got a backer on this one. It's limited. Do you want to be in a book? So your name will be. You get everything that I just mentioned, the 2 print copies, the box set, and you get a cameo in an upcoming book by me. So there you go. So those are my levels. It ends the morning of Valentine's Day, February 14th. So dive in. At least, you can basically follow it, see how it's doing. The goal is only $1,000. I already have 110. So it's a good start. It's been live for like 3 hours. As I'm doing this. So hopefully you will go, you know what? This is a good deal I'm in. I would appreciate that. That would really, really help me. I got to do my newsletter today. I'll probably do that a little later on. I got to finish up another chapter and another thing. So much going on in my world. It does sound really cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. And again, I will never do the 10th anniversary print book. I will never do it again. So it will never be available on Amazon or anywhere else. This is the only way you can get a copy of it. And I'm not going to print extra copies or anything. Again, it might be 1 copy, might be 1,000 copies, might be I don't know. However many copies there are, those will all be signed from me, and those will all be numbered, and that will be it. I get a copy, my mom gets a copy, and then everybody else gets a copy. Oh yeah, I could finish this chapter too. But it's only available for a month. Less than a month now. 3 hours, 3 hours less than a month. And I think it's a pretty damn good book too. I'll put in the description. I'll put the link to the Kickstarter, or you can just go into Kickstarter and find my name. All right. Okay. Getting some words in. So I'm writing. I finished a chapter for my Patreon, one of the Patreon novels. I'm currently writing a chapter a week, chapter a month. I need to learn to talk. That is an ex-military guy going back home. One, and now I'm writing a chapter. I'm on chapter 7. I'm going to get to the next page. It's called Mammoth. It is my 12th and final book I will be writing for Severed Press. I cannot talk today. And so I will be writing this. Just trying to get a little bit. There's no deadline for it, which is the problem. Because then I just kind of work on it here and there. I really just need to kick it into gear. It's only got to be 30,000 words. I'm already over 7, so which means I'm going to be very close within a couple of chapters to getting into the second act of this. I guess I don't know. I literally have no what do you call it? I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm totally pantsing it like I do everything else. So. And I can't spell too. That doesn't help. Okay, more coffee time. I'm already at half an hour, so that's good. Definitely going to write for a little bit more. Probably about another 15 minutes or so. I think that would be a good to hit. I'm going to charge my watch, though, in the meantime. And really charge it because freaking typing sometimes it hurts. Where are you going? Where are you going, Mr. Watch? If that is your name. Yeah, ignore. All right. Come on. Let me see what I got here. Okay. Keep getting people on. Say something, people. Say some words. More coffee. Seawall's writer says, I seem to remember you saying in a video that you've published over 200 books. What sort of memory do you have of writing the individual works, or do they all blend together? I'm going to be honest, they all blend together for the most part. I've had I've had people at conventions. I know one guy one time came up and he started saying these lines. I said, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And then he's like, "Yeah, right." He's like, "I just remember those lines. It was really, some really, really intense stuff." And I'm like, "That's pretty cool." I said, "Did you write that?" And he looked at me weird, and he's like, "You wrote that? It was from one of the Dying Days, the zombie books." And I was like, "Oh, I don't remember." Like that was like, I don't know. At that point, it's like 20, 30 books ago. I don't remember. Do you forget that you wrote this one or that one, or do you have favorites that stand out? I have favorites. I have stuff that I know that I like. I don't know. I don't know any really lines. I know there's one book I know the opening line from only because I quote it all the time when people are asking about opening lines to books. But generally, I have no idea. Like I literally on Patreon, I put a short story out every month on there, and it's usually a lot of times it's like something that maybe I wrote a year or two ago. And there are some times when I'm looking through, I'm like, okay, what hasn't been published yet? What hasn't what hasn't been sold? What did I write just to write? All that. And then I go through and then I will look and I start reading the story and I'm like, I don't know how this ends. There have been several times where I've read an entire short story and I don't even remember writing that short story. I have no idea where the idea came from. There's nothing in the story that would make me go, "Oh, okay, it's this guy or this girl. I remember this situation." Nothing. And I find that a lot. And maybe it's because I'm getting old. Maybe it's just because I've written a ton of stuff. I have 200 and something releases on Amazon right now. I've taken probably 40 things out of print. And I've published several hundred short stories, 400 short stories maybe in my career. So a lot of times I have no clue where stuff comes from. The only opening line that I remember that I really like, and I like the opening paragraph to Dirty Deeds. That's also a favorite of mine. But my favorite is a short story or a novella I wrote called Toolshed. That is, I don't know if you can see, it's back there. It's between the behind thing. That came out from Thunderstorm Books as a limited edition. I think there was like 27 copies or something released. And then in my Is This Light Painted, my 6 short story collection that I put out in December, I put that book in there. And the opening line to Toolshed is, "The cows had exploded." And I just love that line. And a lot of people are like, that makes you want to read more of the book. I'm like, right? You have no idea what's going on, but the cows had exploded. So I think it's a pretty good, probably my favorite line that I've ever written. But if you start quoting me lines from some of my books, I'm like, that sounds cool. All right. No idea what you're even talking about, but hey, okay. That was a good one. Thank you. I appreciate that one. I would think, opening line make you want to read what comes next and what comes next and what comes next. So I think that's a good opening line. And when I originally wrote that novella, that was the opening for the 3rd chapter. The first 2 chapters were a lot of backstory and stuff that really wasn't needed. And my buddy who had read the book, he had read the story and he was like, "Yeah, these first 2 chapters, garbage, get rid of them." And that's a great opening line for the book. And it's also a great first chapter. And I never added any of the stuff from the first 2 chapters back in the book because it wasn't needed. Now, when I originally wrote it, I did the typical new author kind of thing because that book was written 20 years ago, maybe the original version of that. So went through a bunch of different rewrites and changes. And I still don't think, overall, I don't think it's a great book. I think it's a good book. I think it's a good for the time that I released it. But overall, and I think anything I'm writing now, hopefully is better than anything I wrote 20, 30 years ago. Obviously, you should only get better. Ugh. I just hit exactly 15,000 words on this story that I'm writing. It's pretty good. Exactly 15,000 words. It's almost like, you know what? You should not write another word on this right now. Obviously, at some point, you should probably, but you know what I'm saying. It looks like I got 5, 6, 7, 8 people that keep popping in, so I'm glad to see people are at least popping in on me. That's a good sign. Hopefully, they're watching for more than a minute or two, and they're like, who the hell is this guy? What's he even talking about? This guy seems crazy. Cray and then crazy. Trevor Alex 2138. How many beta readers do you usually have review your work, if any? I have a pool, which is what I call it, of about a dozen I've used over the years, over like the last since 2009. So what does it be, like 17 years now? People have dropped off. Obviously, some people have hold on. I have 4 main people that basically will read pretty much everything I send them, which is cool. And I use them for various things. So none of them are writers. I do not want other writers as beta readers. That's my opinion and my choice, because other writers will want to change things the way they would write it. And I don't want that. I have my voice, and I like the stories this way. I learned that the hard way working with beta readers in the past. I have a guy who is a ex-military, so anytime I use any kind of weapon or anything like that, he will tell me good or bad on it. I am not military. I've held my entire life. I had an ex-girlfriend whose father handed me his Desert Eagle, and and I had it in my hand for all of 30 seconds. I was like, okay, and I handed it back. Never, never handled guns. And that weapon actually, he told me the kind of the backstory of it, and I used that for my Dying Days series. The main character, she carries a Desert Eagle. I'll have a woman who is a professor at a small college, and she will go through and hit me not only with the typos but sentence structure. It took a while for she and I to figure out that don't touch my dialogue, don't make my dialogue correct. If people are talking, I want it to sound natural. So she got the hang of that after a while. Then I have another person who just loves my work, but is has a very she loves using that red marker. She loves knocking stuff like crazy and and things. My wife is also a first. She's my first reader. Actually, I give it to her first. Well, I send it out to everybody else, and so she is very good with the continuity errors. She's just a reader, and so she doesn't catch the typos. Most of them, except for the big obvious ones. She basically just remembers the story as she's reading it. And then what I do is, like on the last book I did, I had my wife and three other beta readers. And I kind of pick and choose which ones I ask first, depending on the story. Some of the beta readers only like to read the horror stuff. Some of them only like to read the crime thriller stuff. Stop, cats. And so what I'll do is then I'll get all four of them, and I have my wife print all the copies. And there's a certain way I asked them to basically do track changes on the document so I can see them. And then my wife will print out all four of those, and then I lay them in front of me. And then I'll just flip page one, page two, page three. Oh, there's something on here. A lot of times, two or three of them will catch it, or there'll be a question I'll have to, and then I just basically go page by page by page on those documents. And then that's basically how I do my first pass through on something. So after doing this for so long, I write a pretty clean first draft. So there might be maybe every 2-3 pages there might be a question or a spelling mistake or something. So usually nothing major. And then basically as I'm going through, I'll do that pass, and then I will read the book in its entirety after that. Make sure there's nothing else that has been missed by, say, these 5 people. Then I send it to my editor, and she goes through it, and it takes her a few days. There's usually not much that she's going to find, but she asks a lot of questions, which is nice. So I've never had a book where I've had to just rewrite the whole book if the book was finished and I was happy with it. There are books I've written, I'm like, I'm not happy with this book. I'm basically just gonna trunk this and I'm not gonna worry about it. So it all depends. Thanks for the question, though. That was a good question. It's important to have other eyes on your work, because you might I meet so many writers, especially new writers, like, I'm not paying for an editor. I don't need beta readers. I can read this myself and fix it. And you can't, because your mind fills in the blanks if you're missing words or whatever. Trevor Alex says that's a fair point. I appreciate the in-depth response. You are welcome. I appreciate the question. I appreciate the question. Pull out my calculator. Do a little bit of math here. Math is always fun. All right. No, all is right. I just basically want to hit this last part here of this page, get to the next page, and I'm probably going to wrap it up. I guess I'm going to do an hour. I was like, yeah, I'll do a half an hour today. I've been trying to do 2 hours, but today will not be one of those days. I'm going to be honest, I'm just not feeling it. Sometimes I just need a freaking break. I've been writing a decent amount lately. Make sure you do me a favor. You hit the subscribe button on YouTube and also on Twitch, and watch a bunch of my videos. I need almost 3,000 hours of watch time to monetize. So I would appreciate people if you were watching. I appreciate the people that come on. I appreciate the people who watch these after the fact, and hopefully you will watch more and more of my videos and help me make some money. Money's pretty good. I like money. I like the whole concept of that. I think then I'll watch the next episode of Fallout. I didn't watch it yesterday. I'll watch it this afternoon. Take a nap on the couch. Do you outline before you start writing? Not at all. I'm a complete, total pantser. So I jump from story to story. Like right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 different books or short stories pulled up that I'm randomly working on. Whatever one I feel like I have an idea for, I jump in. But there's never, ever an outline. I've done outlines before. I find them boring, and I feel like I've written the story, and now I don't have to write the story. It also keeps me from getting writer's block because I'm just like, I'm done. I finished this chapter. I have no idea what's going to happen next. Let me jump to something else. So, and after doing this for 30 something years, I mean, I had my first short story published in 1988 when I was a senior in high school. So I've been doing this for a very long time. My goal is 400,000 words a year. I usually get closer to 500,000 words written in a year, and most of those words get sold. So, doing something right. Nick Zid in the house. Thursday, yeah. You know what? I was like, I gotta write. I gotta do something, and I'll jump in. So I've been on for almost an hour. I got about 5 more minutes, and I'm done. I also realized that I use StreamYard to go live on YouTube Live and also Twitch, but the free version they only give you 20 hours a month to record, and these hours count. So by doing 2-hour ones, I think I'm up to like 13 or 14 hours until like the 23rd it resets. So I got basically a week. I got to watch, but I was initially just going to come on Twitch today. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to run it until I can't, and then I'll just go on Twitch. So Nick says, good. Always late to the show, as usual. I started at noon on yesterday. You didn't come in until after 1 o'clock. So now it's almost 2 o'clock. You're in. Just insane. I'll be on normal time. Actually, I'll probably be on at noon tomorrow on Positive Friday. So if anybody's around, tomorrow I'll be on in at noon Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, I'm going to do like another 4 minutes, and then I'm going to wrap it up. And then I think I'll be good even recording Wednesday and Sunday stuff. I think I'll still be good if I to get to next week. If not, I'll just do Twitch only and then go over. Although I do like people on here, on a couple good people on today that I've never talked to before on YouTube Live. So I'm happy with that. I will probably not be on this weekend, though. But who can say, right? Who can say? I mean, I guess I could. I guess technically I could. Nick says, there you go. That's the point, to get new viewers. Exactly. To get new eyes. I posted a video today. My Kickstarter went up. Nick, if you watch the beginning of this, I give you all the details, or just click one of the many links I posted today for my Kickstarter. Spooky Dad, how do you know when a story needs more time? You just feel it. You just know. There's a couple short stories that I've written lately for themed anthologies, and I'm just like, I'm just not comfortable with this story. I just don't understand. There's something missing. And then I'll sit on it for like 2 weeks, and at some point I'll be like, all right, let me just pull it up and let me just read through it again. And I'm like, oh, that's what's missing. Some stories I never figure out what's wrong with it, what I don't like about the story. And sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to put this on my Patreon. I'm going to see what the people at the $5 level on my Patreon, what they think about this story. And sometimes they're like, oh, that was a great story. Somebody like, well, it's missing this, or it's missing. And I get it. And I'm like, okay. So after doing this for 30 years, Spooky Dad, if you're pantsing a story, the thing is, I get a feel for a story. I get an idea and I say, okay, this idea is going to be 4,500 words. And I know there's going to be 3 acts in this. So we're going to do roughly 1,500 words. And I break the story down in my mind to the beats, to the specific, not the specific beats, but to the specific, I need this, to this, to this. Here's my idea. Here's how I think it's going to end. And what's in between. And it could be a 63,000 word crime thriller, or it could be a 500 word flash fiction piece. But in my mind, I can break that down. I can outline it that way instead of outlining all the specifics in it. And it's just from doing it. It's just from literally writing 500-600 stories in my career. Sherlock said, just subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I will subscribe back when I get over to the YouTube. Justin Thor LP says, hi. Hey, how's it going? I don't know what happened. I know you had posted that it wouldn't let you comment, or it dropped it or something. I'm like, all right. It's also social media and everything is just so nutty anyway. But I'm glad you're here. I'm actually going to be out of here in about a minute. I will be back tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to do a 2-hour tomorrow. So I'll be from noon to 2 p.m. till about this time tomorrow. So hopefully you will all come back and hang out with me, ask some questions, comment, everything else. Nick, I'll see you later. Justin Thorpe, my luck always catching. Yeah, I'll be in earlier tomorrow. Hopefully you'll be able to jump in. I appreciate you hopping in, even if it's for a few seconds. And I appreciate all the questions today and everything else. I enjoy being home, and I enjoy actually talking to people and not just talking to the cats and yelling at them. So I'll see everybody tomorrow, hopefully.